Youcat question number 170. What is the most profound origin of the liturgy? The most profound origin of the liturgy is God, in whom there is an eternal heavenly banquet of love. The joy of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because God is love, He would like to let us participate in the feast of His joy and to grant us His blessings. Our earthly liturgies must be celebrations full of beauty and power, feasts of the Father who created us. That is why the gifts of the earth play such a great part. The bread, the wine, oil, and light, incense, sacred music, and splendid colors. Feasts of the Son who redeemed us, that is why we rejoice in our liberation, breathe deeply in listening to the word, and are strengthened in eating the Eucharistic gifts. Feast of the Holy Spirit who lives in us, that is why there is a wealth of consolation, knowledge, courage, strength, and blessing that flows from these sacred assemblies. What is a blessing? A blessing is something good that comes from God. To bless is a divine, life-giving, and life-preserving action. God the Father and Creator of all beings says, "It is good that you exist." The fact that you are is something beautiful. Psalm 43:3 would say, "Then I will go to the altar of God, the God my exceeding joy, and I will praise you with the lyre of God, my God." Question number 171. What is the essence of every liturgy? Liturgy is always in the first place communion or fellowship with Jesus Christ. Every liturgy, not just the celebration of the Eucharist, is an Easter in miniature. Jesus reveals his passage from death to life and celebrates it with us. The most important liturgy in the world was the Paschal liturgy that Jesus celebrated with his disciples in the upper room on the night before his death. The disciples thought that Jesus would be commemorating the liberation of Israel from Egypt. Instead, Jesus celebrated the liberation of all humankind from the power of death. Back in Egypt, it was the blood of the Lamb that preserved the Israelites from the angel of death. Now he himself would be the Lamb whose blood saves mankind from death. For Jesus' death and resurrection is the proof that someone can die and nevertheless gain life. This is the genuine substance of every Christian liturgy. Jesus himself compared his death and resurrection with Israel's liberation from slavery in Egypt. Therefore, the redemptive effect of Jesus' death and resurrection is called the Paschal mystery. There is an analogy between the life-saving blood of the Lamb and the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt, and Jesus, the true Paschal Lamb that has redeemed humankind from the bondage of death and sin. Exodus 12:12 would say, "The blood of the Lamb shall be a sign for you upon the houses where you are, and when I see the blood I will pass over you, and no plague shall fall upon you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt." Sacraments. Sacraments are holy, visible, signs instituted by Christ of an invisible reality, in which Christians can experience the healing, forgiving, nourishing, strengthening presence of God that enables them to love in turn. This is possible because God's grace works in the sacraments. God bless you all.